All right, guys. Gonna do a quick review and video on the problem that we did in class today. I think most of us got it. Just little hiccups here and there with the order of operations and using inverse. So this problem says use substitution to solve for the linear system of equation. Okay. Now with this problem, the good thing is that I know that the first equation is in standard form, ax plus by equals c. But the good thing is the second equation, one of the variable is already by itself. So in this case, the x is already by itself. So I'm going to substitute the x equal negative 4y plus 18. So I'm going to say it again. I'm going to take x equal, okay, negative 4y plus 18. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute the negative 4y plus 18 into the x from the in the first equation. So your first equation, you have 5 times x. But what is x? 5 times x. X is negative 4y plus 18. Okay, so all I'm doing here is, again, I'm substituting the negative 4y plus 18 into the x in the first equation. Okay, and I'm going to continue with minus, continue that with minus 3y equal negative 25. Okay, equal negative 25. Okay, so now you replace the x in term of y, and that's negative 4y plus 18. That's what x is. So now we have everything nice and clean up in term of y only. So this whole equation, it goes from two unknown variable x and y. So now you're only down to one unknown variable, and that is y. So we're going to go ahead and solve for y. So 5 times negative 4y plus 18 minus 3y equal negative 25. So to solve for this equation, okay, this is a multiple step equation, and this is what we've been working on in chapter 4, and then move on to chapter 5 in terms of solving for equations, multiple step equations. So to solve for y in this equation, the first thing we know that we can't do anything inside the parentheses. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute the 5 to everything in here. Okay, so not just 5 times negative 4y, but it's 5 times negative 4y, and then 5 times positive 18. So we have, okay, so 5 times negative 4y, 5 times negative 4y, that's going to give you negative 20y. Okay, positive times a negative is a negative. And then you have to also distribute 5 times positive 18. Okay, positive times a positive is a positive. 5 times 18 is 90. Okay, that's where the 90 come from. 5 times 8 is 40. That's a 0. Remain 4. 5 times 1 is 5. And then 5 and 4 is 9. So that's 90. Okay, bring down the minus 3y. And that is equal to negative 25. Okay, so the common mistakes that I see a few of you guys did that in period 1 class is that you guys using inverse operation to get rid of the negative 20y. So you add 20y to the negative 3y. Well, that is incorrect, because we only use inverse operation if we want to bring one variable to the other side of the equation. But you notice that this equation on the left side, you have negative 20y and a negative 3y. So what you want to do is you want to combine like terms first. Okay? So negative 20y minus 3y, that's going to give you negative 23y. All right? Again, this negative 20y and a negative 3y. Negative 20y minus 3y is negative 23y. Bring down the 90. Okay, so this left side of the equation, you still have a 90 after you combine like terms, equal negative 25. Now the next step you want to do is using inverse operation to get rid of this 90 so you can get the negative 23y alone. So to do that, you can subtract 90. This is where you can come in and subtract using inverse operation. Okay, subtract 90. Okay, all right, hang it in there. We're almost done. Okay, so we're going to bring down the negative 23y. Bring down the negative 23y equal, well, 90 minus 90 is gone. Okay, reduce to 0, cancel out, becomes 0. And negative 25 minus 90, that will give me negative 115. Okay, so far so good. All right, I'm going to take this whole entire equation right here and I'm going to bring it right over here. Okay, so I will continue with that over here. So to solve for y in this problem, last step to do is you have to divide both sides by negative 23. All right. Okay, and negative 23 divided by negative 23 is 1y. So bring down the y. Y is by itself. Y equal. A negative divided by a negative will give you a positive, and 115 divided by 23 will give you 5. And you're not sure, you can always, look up your calculator. Okay, so you have 115 divided by 23, that's give you 5. Okay, and a negative divided by negative is a positive. All right, so now we have y equal to 5, but it says solve for the system of equations. So we need to find the solutions of the system. So you have to go find x also. So we found y already. So to find x, I can go back to my two original equations over here. You can use either one. Of course, if you want to check the work to make sure they're all right, you have to substitute it into both of these equations. But I'm going to use the second equation just to find what x is first. And the reason I use the second equation here is because this equation, the x is already by itself, and I already know what y is. So all I have to do is substitute the y into the 5 into the y here. Then I can find out what x is. So x equal negative 4 times y, and again y is equal to 5, okay, times 5 plus 18. Okay, all right, x equal, well, negative 4 times 5 is negative 20, and negative 20 plus 18 is going to give me negative 2. So my solution is x equal to negative 2 and y equal negative 5. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to write out my solution. Negative 2, comma, positive 5. And that's going to be my x and y. So when you show the work, make sure you take your time and do the order operations out, one step at a time, so it's easy for us to follow through. And if we make any mistakes along the way, it's also easy for us to keep track of our work. Okay, at the end, make sure you give me the solution of the system. Okay, so there's my answer, negative 2, 5.